the bronze medal match in the women's division. We have Yaka from Noisy-le-Sec, France versus Cusb Bologna. Shout from Bologna. It's going to be a great one. These two teams have played each other many times before. The top of the south region of Europe.
One of the big players coming out on defense for Cusb Shout, and we will get action underway now. The pull goes up, fielded by the handlers of Yaka. And we see Aline Mondoir on the far side, one of the berries, as you noticed, one of the central handlers of the Yaka team. Nice patient start. Big defense, like springy defense from number 14 from Cusb Shout in the middle there. And we see a sort of zony look. Early stages of this game making Yaka have to think about their passes, play clever rather than just big athleticism as they warm up now and get into this match. Good swinging, nice and patient, as we say. Oh, and a shot goes into the end zone to Daniela Rodriguez, but it just sails over the form of the very tall number 9 Yaka player. And an opportunity for Cusb now to try and get a break in the first point of this game. Interesting thing for Cusb, here we're going to see the overshot to Rodriguez. Throwing out a zone on their first look. A lot of teams tend to usually start off with person-to-person coverage, but Shout maybe knows Yaka, knows that this is their best opportunity to get a turn, as they do here. I was still very impressed with Alexia Chassignol's handling there, able to get that high-release pop over to break that zone open, but sadly got a little overshot with Cusb getting a chance to break. Yes, indeed. And now we'll see the Italian ladies on offense. As you say, Ferolfi here on the near sideline, centering across to Gelsi. Oh, and lots of pressure on that reception, but Cusb happy to come down with it, but a little bit too much fire. And the overthrow fielded by Rodriguez. She'll now come through. Pick put goes up on the end, knocking on the doorstep now. Yaka. Barazzi, no, sorry, not Barazzi. Rufle with the disc in hand. Looks upfield, nice handler movement there. Opening up the around space. Nearly getting that one in the end zone for the score, but nice patience. Considers the inside, but takes the safe reset instead. Oh, and Ratchet coming out. Oh, and again, a miscue there. The defense from Cusb, able to generate that turn, and a big backhand goes up from Frangipana. Pick. Here. Agreed, Ravi. Definitely you need to make that adjustment. We're now almost 5 points into this, sorry, 5 minutes into this first point. Turns being generated by both sides. Lots of defensive pressure. And we'll have Frangipana with a disc in hand, puts it up. Ferolfi going over the top of Monduati. Keep that one alive, and a timeout.
None of the Venice teams made it out here at the EUCF this year.
Indeed. Nice center to Hula Lazari. Working on the sideline, good reset there, very nice. Hula Lazari using her speed to get open there. Finds a nice shot downfield. Oh, and lots of pressure there on that reception. Ferolfi using her body to get behind the disc, no mistakes. Oh, and a lovely backhand put laid out for by Mikto Gerzi.
We do see the likes of Mondio and Rodriguez out there again, but some other faces showing their way onto this Yaka field.
We surely do. Plenty of names for me to try and get on my roster, but we will start off De Laval now with the disc on the near side. Again, a bit of almost a zony look, but a person match against Mondoir. Oh, and it just goes over the fingertips of Rodriguez. Again, Yaka not able to connect with their, as we said, large-statured player.
Now, so last time they overthrew Rodriguez, that's pretty tough to do, but this they overshot height-wise on Rodriguez. That's really hard to do.
Yeah, certainly is. And she's been a long-time player for this Yaka squad, so you think they would know how to put it for her, but Cusb clearly piling on the pressure, and now going on some offense of their own. Very tasty, nice and flowing here. Melega with the disc. Big statured player of herself. Gerner to the far sideline. Oh, and a bobble disc there as she tries to keep her feet in the pitch. That is Erlacher there.
We saw number 2 Anna Gerner there. Interesting note about her, she's actually a German player, is going to play on the German U24 team going to Perth later this year, and has played on the German national women's team as well. And yeah, but Cusb able to pick her up for this tournament.
So we will look for her at that tournament. Interesting to see her playing for the Italian side then. I wonder what the story is behind that. But Cusb now using their zone to try and again slow down Yaka's offense, make them have to throw lots of passes. It's worked before with generating some turns. But I say early days in this game.
And we see here Rodriguez moving back into the handler set. Maybe they're realizing that they're not shooting it to her well and maybe trying to get her to take the shots this time.
Well, certainly with those long arms, she can pretty much throw around any mark she wants to.
And we see...
Oh, and look at that tasty over-the-top lefty backhand. Oh, and a lovely gap to number 81, Laura Chagnot.
Break, and Yaka still wasn't able to really score that point completely cleanly. They did have a turnover in the middle, and we're going to see if these offenses are going to clean up as we see the O-line from Shout taking the field for the first time this game.
Oh, and Yaka now putting a zone look of their own on the Italians. Ulazari in the far side. Good swinging from the Cusb handlers. Oh, really nice, keeping the disc alive and moving. Oh, and there we see, she had her layout score earlier and puts one up now into the end zone. Big players under it, and great finesse there from the number 15, Frangipani. Put up for her. She'll give it back to Gelsey now, who immediately chucks it in. The defenders are having to constantly change up the angle of their attack. So now Cusb, can they get another break in this game?
It seems like Cusb coming out here, not really in a zone, but they're just poaching off the handlers, trying to force a lot of swings.
Yeah, saggy handler defense from the Cusb players nearest the disc. Rodriguez centers to Delaval, who's quite sprightly looking. Again, we said first game of the day, only game of the day for these two teams on this Sunday, that this EUCF championship, so lots of energy and good movement, really nice. Very patient here from Yaka. The Italians perhaps looking to frustrate the ladies from France.
So far, Yaka able to swing it around and gain meters slowly, swinging through that zone. That's what they're giving them.
Nice ripper through. That's the sort of thing we want to see from them, Ravi. Sorry, speaking over you a little bit there, but just had to react to that lovely dish from Rodriguez. As you say, they're not quite hitting her on the shots deep down the field, but she's making some lovely throws with those long arms. So we'll see her now look for her teammate Mondois up the line. Oh, and she goes up the line herself. Really nice play there.
She's a marketing consultant, and it says here her favorite throw is the high-release lefty backhand.
Oh, I'm not surprised by that, and a devastating error there. Cusb Shout dropping the pull. Number 3, Frangipani, very, very unusual to see her do that. She's been a safe pair of hands, certainly yesterday for Cusb, and early stage of this game still, but she has been thus far. So, Yaka with an opportunity. Very short field, but they do not make the most of it. Drop disc from Clara Matthias. Oh, and was that a clean bid? Yeah, no, a generating the turn 17. Jennifer Papin getting it straight back for Yaka. They're making the most of this short field still.
There was some contact, but Feralfi knew that she dropped it before the contact occurred. It didn't really affect. Lots of vertical space, but horizontal space is a bit clogged up.
Oh, and there you see going deep into the end zone, but Feralfi heads up play from her. Up call from the sideline, she makes no mistake to get her eyes on that disc and get the D. Oh, nearly a Callahan there from a miscued throw. And LeBorn picking it straight up. Nice handler movement there. Oh, and a luscious inside throw. It's gonna sit. Can she come down with it? Yes, she can. The number 2 hands of Alexia Chassignot.
For timeout, it really generated a very forced throw for the score there, and I would be interested to know what they thought they were getting out of that, because that's not something I've seen before.
Indeed. Well, we're seeing some controversial plays, controversial looks. Lovely reception there from Francesco Sorrenti, reaching arm forward. As Cusb coming out of a vertical stack, and a drop there, costly drop. Disc just dropping out of the hand of Melega. And we see Mondois considers the inside, but just a nice, safe, flat forehand to her teammate Rodriguez. Working hard to get this reset now, number 8, Deval. Oh, the 3 experienced handlers working well between each other. Now starting to play us downfield, getting involved in it. Oh, that inside flick there from Mondois. Beautiful throw. But down on the disc now. Back to Mondois. Are we going to see any more of those lovely, lovely insides? Oh no, she chooses the roll curve forehand, just as effective. And Rodriguez on the bottom of that. They dropped Paul, having a bit of a psychological impact now as the Noisy-le-Sec ladies come out on defense. And Gelsi there, fielding the pull into Frangipane, who puts up a huge backhand. Ferolfi under it. Oh, and a lovely tip there. The hand of Alexia Chassigneau.
She's been huge on this other line when Yaka's going the other way. She had that huge grab earlier, and now with that closing speed, I thought Ferolfi had position. We're going to see the huck here. Ferolfi was definitely in front when the huck went up, but Chassigneau makes some closing speed, gets around Ferolfi, gets that D. That's a great play from Chassigneau.
Yeah, if anything, Ferolfi was too fast for that disc, having to really crane her neck backwards as she tracks that one down. We saw a lot of those discs yesterday in the semi-final. Oh my goodness, what a poach block there. Or was that a hand block, Ravi? I couldn't tell.
Block there from number 14, Gelsi, who's been really, really big for just shout so far this game.
She certainly has. She's having a great game so far. Hulazari there with the disc in hand on the end zone, knocking on the door. Can she find Ferolfi? No, another D! Another D there on the field. It's not your call, Ravi, it's her call, but Cusb now will punch it in. Oh, and then we see Ferolfi craning her head back, but Chassigneau, great read on that disc. And again, this putting it out to space for Ferolfi, happy to do that, and then up she goes. Perhaps a little bit of contact, but still, what an incredible defensive bid. And so Yaka now on the attack. Looking very calm right now. Oh, fakes the over-the-top righty backhand as Rodriguez. Puts an inside that just comes out of the hands of her teammate. Little gust of wind perhaps there, keeping the disc away from the hand of Delaval.
I think it just went a bit on the inside track of her run, so she was going the other direction, had to change direction to make that catch a little bit off on Rodriguez's throw there.
But now Melega for Cusb. Can they generate a break here and conserve it? Oh, huge grab there, goes up nice and big. And around Gerner on the end zone line, the German. Back to Melega. Oh, and that a foot block, but gets caught, received by number 5, Francesco Sorrenti. Between Cusb, Bologna team, and Yaka of Noisy-le-Sec.
And that
if you want to chat for Cusb, it's Forza Ragazzi. But let us know who you are supporting as we get this now. Offense underway. Big, expansive looks upfield, but not able to hit any of them. Just patient, sitting with the disc. Lots of pressure from the Cusb defenders, that's for sure. Nice, reset up the line to anything she likes for that second. Oh, and what she likes is a lefty backhand to her teammate with a huge number of Cusb players there. 3-on-1 in the end zone. And unsurprisingly, they're able to come out with a turn there.
Yeah, Sofia Scazieri there getting the D, but it was a team effort with everybody getting under it. And if you're going to stop someone like Chassigneau in that big, deep space, you're going to need 3 Cusb players to do it.
Oh, yes. Plenty of heads up, though. 3-on-1. They were very aware of that disc being thrown up. A nice put, though, from Rigolet there. And Cusb now with the disc back in hand. Gelsi putting up a big disc of her own. Oh, that streaking player. Look at the speed there on the number 19 for Cusb. Finds Ferolfi. She's very close to the end zone now. Tight situation, high pressure. Thinks about that big around backhand, but chooses not to. Pops it up, and Yaka underneath. Fielded very well there by the ladies in red.
Such a pity for Scazieri there, making the big D, getting the big, deep run to get that disc in motion, but Shout giving the disc back to Yaka here.
Yeah, that speed from Scazieri was insane, but a lovely under there. Huge open space. Nice patient around. Good central field position. Can Yaka make much of this? Oh, they certainly can. That's a tasty inside, but tipped away by the hands of 22 Vanessa Barzazi even. I struggled with her surname yesterday, all through the way of the semi-final. Still today. Oh, and a lovely, lovely break side throw there from the arm of Maria Elisa Frangipane.
Both sisters making a big impact here in this game. Scores now 5-4 with Cusb Shout on top.
So Mondio, central field position for the veteran handler. And she puts up a very large backhand. Sits a little bit, will be just shy, fielded by 77 Bertin. Oh, it pops it into a bit of interesting, risky space there almost to hold the disc, if they can help it. I mean, there she had excellent field position to give her the ability to make that big throw, though. Can't hold her off forever.
Nope. Shooter's gonna shoot.
Oh, and a big disc. Chesky making a very admirable play on that one. So Gelsey, sorry. But unable to come down with it.
And Gelsey so far this game able to make big plays, but right here, giving Yaka the opportunity to take a break back and put things back on serve.
Yes, indeed, Ravi. Nice up the line cut. Oh, and a little bit of miscommunication there between the two handlers. The frustration evident on the fists of number 22, Lucie Rufflier. And now Cusb with the disc back in hand. The other Frangipane twin now, what can she do? Just a easy reset, nice and patient for Rolfi. Oh, little risk there. Bobbles it, but retains possession.
And I like seeing this matchup between Chassignon and Ferralfi. I think that's a good shot for Yaka, but Ferralfi able to launch one here. Oh. What a throw to 97.
Ever closer to the halftime, which will happen obviously once one of the teams.
The Shout defenders are poaching off, sagging off the handlers to kind of make that huck a more dangerous option, take that away from Mondio.
Yeah, very smart defense from the Cusb players. Far sideline offense now. And here we see a reset to Mondio. I like the mark on her. Oh, and she manages to put pressure on enough. Yeah, I like the matchup of Gelsey on Mondio. Gelsey having a great game so far.
Mondio there putting the throw a little too low for Bertin, just a bit too difficult. I mean, Bertin is able to make those types of catches sometimes, but it's a little bit on Mondio to make that throw a little easier for her receiver next time.
And so Cusb now with an opportunity on that far sideline. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Lovely reset into the middle of the field. Finds Melega. Oh, great matchup there. We've seen that before already. Rodriguez making Melega look unusually flustered there.
Trying to get another foot block, and this one hopefully sitting in the ground this time.
Oh, nearly a run through D there. Excellent pressure from this Yaka defense. They are all over these Cusb players, but nice patience there from Sorrenti. Melega. Upfield. Sorrenti working very, very hard indeed to get that undercut. Nice swinging. Gerner. Oh, puts a arcing backhand over the top. Very well read by Chesky, and puts up a huge disc into the far corner of the end zone in this women's 3-4 matchup, which is exactly what you would expect at this European Club Championship level. Both teams going throughout the season to have the pleasure and the privilege of playing on the fields here at Caorle. And so, a zone look from Cusb Shout, trying to get the disc out of the hands of the Noisy-le-Sec Yaka. And again, we see this nice patient and calm hand-driven offense through this zone. Yaka looking really quite comfortable. Haven't seen any overheads in this game yet.
We do see a blade there able to open up some space, though.
tempted by the figure downfield. But again, nice patience, but oh, good reception there. Nearly a turnover, but saved.
Chasigneau again, making big moves for her team here.
Oh, and a lovely space there, found through the zone. Yaka now behind the cup, got to keep the disc moving. And a lovely, tasty inside there, across the pitch, opening up that far side. Thinks about it, oh, and punches it. Thinks about the around backhand, punches the inside forehand.
They really want to do that. Do not want to come out of half. 8-6 with Shout getting on offense.
Oh,
and now the big disc from Mondio. Lots of shirts under it.
Yeah, many bodies under that disc, and excellent, excellent play from the Cusb defense. Able to keep that one out of hand. Floated a lot. It's very unusual to see Mondio not throw something out to the space and just sitting, but here we go, but an overthrow. Cusb trying to hit their star, well, one of their star players, many rising stars in this Cusb team, but overthrowing for Ulfi. And Yaka now with another opportunity to punch this one in. Coming out of this horizontal stack, lots of pressure from, oh, what a sensational defensive play there from Gerner. Really heads up.
The mark ended up falling over, throws an inside pass. It tips off a couple different Yaka players, but ends up safely in the hands of Rodriguez as Yaka able to bring it to 7-7. Here, we're now on Galaxy Point, the point for half, as Yaka comes out in zone, trying to stop Shout from taking the advantage and bring it back to on serve.
Oh, snatched out of the air by Chasigneau.
She's been so huge in the air all game, and she's doing it again here in this important point.
She really has, Ravi. And Yaka now with the disc to say the Galaxy Point. Chasigneau now puts it up the line to 26. Mathias. Oh, and now she's going to go into the end zone and trot it in. Two players on the back. Be very solid today. And also, you've got to talk about the twin sisters, the Frangipanas. Looking very tasty indeed. But
just one more shout out before we're talking of this play here is Anna Gerner. She's been great for this team.
Oh,
the
true.
German pickup as
Very
Shout here.
true.
Now trying to hold this point to start this half.
And so CUSB Shout now. Hulazari.
And a little bit of a warning here, we might have to restart our system a bit. These power cuts are giving us some issues, so we really apologize for that, but we'll give you coverage as much as we can here.
Yeah, we'll keep with you, Melaga. Oh, what a layout grab from her. Full stretch, keeping the offense alive. Hulazari, excellent footwork, trying to get open to give her a reset, but she's going to have to chuck it up into the mix. Gerner underneath it, but just floats out of the side.
That is tough stuff after making such a great grab. She did not get a reset option, had to throw that bailout throw. Not great for Malaga there, but Yaka here able to get a chance to get a break here in the first point of the second half. Mondio picking it up on the sideline. I wonder what she wants to do with that disc, Hannah.
Could it be send it long, perhaps, Ravi?
She might be looking for that option. Oh, look. Breaks it across Rodriguez.
Who puts up a nice high release backhand. Gerner nearly getting a piece on that, but not quite enough pressure. Nice resetting into the center of the pitch. Looks for Mondio. Oh, for Ulfi behind. Oh, she puts up a ripper, but Hulazari, very well read body in front, and she takes that one away. Oh, but a hand block! Oh my goodness!
Chasigneau on defense. I mean, she's been breaking plays on offense, but on defense, she is the absolute star of Yaka this game. Getting a hand block there on the attacking end zone, that's exactly what she wants to do.
She says chassis no to that throw.
Whoa, Hannah.
Terrible puns,
Larkin's
but an excellent play.
Larkin's not around, but we got to pick up the slack without him.
I really do have to make up. But Larkin will be back with us later on, but he's enjoying a little break this morning. As we'll see if Mondio can generate a break herself. Oh, Yaka players really spreading to the sides of the end zone, but no one available to Mondio. Oh, it's going to be spicy. Oh, for Rolfie! A young lady, but that was a great aggression. Oh, and there we go. Teammate Anna Chesky getting very big there to make that defensive play, taking a leaf out of Farolfi's book. Getting a big defensive block.
As the German Anna Gerner to pick up the disc, try and anchor this Shout offense. Got to work all the way up the pitch again and hopefully not getting it into the defensive hands of Chasigneau, who is surely looking to get another block.
Yes, indeed. See if they can use that power that they just found on defense, and they certainly can, finding Melega downfield. Very nice. Putting it out in front. Is it too far? Oh my goodness. She stretches out, goes to ground, but the disc just not able to sit in front of her long enough for her to get that one in.
But what a great bid from Barzarsi there. I really thought she had no shot at it, but she was able to get her hands on it. Nice control, nice focus, just not able to wrap that one up. A little bit of a misthrow there as Mondio picking up, giving Yaka another chance here to break. This is their third chance at this point, so the Cusb Shout offense getting a little shaky here in the second half.
Yeah, for Rolfi with a big job to do now to try and shut down the giant arm of Mondio. And they managed to keep them holstered for a little while. Oh, a nice inside high release flick there. Gerner on the mark. Oh, I like that. I like that. Pass off and then immediately running deep. Oh, Rodriguez with a bit of double coverage there as Ferolfi plays some help on the defense.
And I love immediately they're getting it to Mondio, realizing that Ferolfi had gotten off of her and giving her the space. That's great presence of mind there from Rodriguez.
Oh, and a lovely backhand just shy of the end zone. They'll need to be patient now. Oh no, whoa. Looking at Chassigneau potentially as an option going up that line, but chooses to take the conservative shot. I like that. Good retention. Nice patience. Actually, yeah, and there we go. We're opening up the break side. Oh, it's a big disc. Oh, it's a big disc that is caught by her teammate. No. I got overexcited.
Did think
but
she had
my goodness. Okay. Oh, get wrecked! What a hand block there from Laura Ferolfi.
To hand block someone like Mondio is not an easy task, but the thing is that Ferolfi does know that she wants to take that shot, and she's been taking that shot all game, so maybe Mondio becoming a bit predictable in her moves, and when you're predictable with a defender like Ferolfi, you gotta be really careful.
Oh yes, and those two have been matching up all game long, so Gerner here on the disc. Oh, what a ludicrous backhand, but taken away. Another player of this game so far, Alexia Chassigneau. What a D from her again.
She just can't be stopped on defense. She's getting poach blocks, sky blocks, everything she can do on defense, and then of course, making great plays on offense as well. Chassigneau really impressing me this game.
2 is the magic number in this game, certainly for both sides of these teams. Rodriguez now on the near sideline, looking for her reset. Around, oh, great work there from the hander, going up the line and coming back. Oh, reeled in on the far side by Chassigneau. She puts her hands in the air. I'm free, use me, and she uses her backhand, finding the middle of the field. Good position now in front of the end zone. Oh, handler's working hard to get free. Oh, and a great heads-up defensive play there from the 22 shirt of Vanessa Barzarsi. Just getting in the mixer and getting the disc back for her team.
Another change of possession here on this point. Wow, this point is really long. It's going to be a great mental edge for whichever team's able to punctuate this one at the end of this point.
Oh, lovely break there from the thrower Gerner, the German on this Italian team. Melega now. Again, that matchup with Rodriguez, both two dominant players in terms of stature and ability. Too many dumps there. Finally finds Fularazi. Cusb, confident, happy to take those negative passes, but a very uncharacteristic error there from Cusb. A big drop from Ferolfi.
And one thing I do like now, there seem to have been a couple changes of matchups, and now we have the number two matchup with Chassigneau and Gerner matching up on each other. And I like to see that matchup a little more this game.
Oh, if only you could see my face. I am excited by this matchup too, Ravi.
And Chassigneau here deciding to pick up the disc, not always taking this role, but maybe thinking that she can stabilize things a little bit here.
Good active mark from Gerner, shuts down a lot of options. She's going to have to put, a high disc. Amazing work there from number 87, Elise Becker. Really being aggressive. They're getting herself in front of those black-shirted players and going up for that one. Unable to convert. but really, really like that play for her. Very aggressive. Nice to see.
And I also really like the play from Hulazaro there on Shout. She's able to hold her position through that situation and make sure that it's still as hard as possible, even though her back was to the disc, but still just staying strong, really trying to make things difficult and able to make sure that Cusb come down with that D.
And another change of hands in this marathon point coming out of the halftime. Ularazi, danger zone now for Cusb, but Gerner able to take them out of it. And a pick call, and now we're back in action. Meliger clearing out of that space for Olfi coming under. Oh, what a play there. Great eyes on the disc from Barzazi. Oh, and huge pressure there, almost under the armpit, the defender from the Yaka side. Piling on the pressure, Meliger now opening up the space deep, but a clap of doom there, Ravi. The disc falling to the turf, and the disappointed face of Meliger. That
is just fatigue showing in this long, long point. Little mistakes like that are going to pile on. And here, Malaga, who's played amazingly throughout this point, just a little bit, her clap a little bit off center there, as Mondio gets it to Rodriguez to try and see if Yaka can finally surge and finish this break.
Rodriguez looking a little poached, able to give her teammate a nice option on the reset. Considering her options upfield, puts it out in front of Mondio.
And retracted, the disc is going to stay in the hands of Mondio.
Oh, and a cheeky scuba over the top to the far sideline. I really like that throw choice. A nice around. Mondio really starting to find her form now, find her stride. An anchor for this Yaka offense as we draw ever closer to that end zone. Still with Anne Le Bon on the disc. High stall, but easy reset to Mondio. Oh, lovely inside low backhand from her.
Nice D on Hulazaro to stop Chassignon from getting that option. And we see the high release backhand into the hands of Gerner as the possession changes again.
Lovely early cut there from Anna Chesky. Goes up big with both hands. A play from behind the disc, or no, they'll just put it to Meliger, who gets wonderfully free on and under there. Just so hot in this women's 3-4 game. Oh, Gerner there with a lovely big backhand swing. Tasty up the line from Luhurazi. She'll get it back now. Oh, going to ground, but unfortunately the layout there causing her not to capitalize on that one. And a big arcing inside-out backhand. Oh my goodness! Alexia Chassignon. Oh yes. And pops it into the end zone, and Yaka taking that. But still very much anybody's game at this point. No disrespect to Cusb at all. They are also having some very tasty plays. So many highlights for your package later on as we keep the action going in this 3-4 women's bronze medal match at the European Championships in Caorle. So, something we haven't seen for a little while, Ravi. Zone defense re-entering this game in the form of the Yaka team.
Coming out here in a 1-3-3, but Cusb able to get it over the top of that zone with the high release backhand. That's the thing with these kinds of zones. When there's not as much wind, you allow for those high release shots, sometimes making it a bit easier for teams to break through, as we see Shout with the opportunity here, but Yaka able to get the pressure back on.
Very big wingspan, tall player, and as you say, without that wind to mess with the disc, able to put it over the top very nicely. Handler's running away now.
And we see Yaka here going into match defense out of that point and now able to apply pressure. And I like how they were able to apply pressure right away. Didn't have the mistake that Cusb had earlier in this game when they switched into person, leaving open holes. Yaka right now on fire on D, really trying to get the luck.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see them come out and transition to match defense. It seemed to be that the zone had been holstering Cusb, making them look a little bit slower, but they'll get back into pace now as we see the twin-sistered 15 hitting number 5, Francesca Sorrenti, in the end zone.
7-12 at Windmill, so those are the two matchups we've had between these two teams. Yaka would love to get the final matchup between them this season in a victory, and right now they have the advantage.
Well, certainly they seem to have come a long way if that Windmill match ending 12-7, but a hair's breadth between these teams right now, Ravi. sensational scenes here at the EUCF bronze medal women's match. Oh, and a streaking Kelsey nearly gets a run through D, but it will go to the end zone for a score. Number 8 going out, honing your throws. Inspirational stuff.
So Yaka here able to hold on to their 2-point lead, 10-8 here this game, getting to the later stages as Yaka go out in a zone look again against Shout.
Oh, sailing over the head of Melaga, I think was her intended target, but a bit of a miscue there on the throw from Cusb. Good pressure from Yaka, finally seeing that zone actually generate a turn a little bit more actively, I think. But getting the offense rolling now. Nice fake up the line, easy swinging, Pauline Rigollet in the center of the field almost. Lovely use of the unders now, this Yaka offense. Cusb seems to be taking away the deep shots. Oh, a sensational hand block there. Is that Bonfante with that, I think? Certainly was.
So able to get the disc back in the hands of Shout, and Yaka putting out their 1-3-3 zone again, trying to generate another turn here.
Oh, excellent fake there from Bonfante. Almost heard the clap on the hand on that throw, but very effective big swing across now, generating lots of speed and power in this Shout offense.
As Yaka transition into match defense here.
Frangipani giving it reset. Oh, is it too far? No, it is not. Sorrenti going to ground and snatching that one out of the air, putting it up the line, but too much. Little bit too much, bit of contact there after that. Muscling for the grab by Sorrenti. I think number 37 coming off the field there.
And you see who's substituting in? Chassigno.
Chassigno back on the field. Exciting times for us, Ravi, and exciting times for Yaka's offense. Nice foul put there into space. Lovely touch on that disc. Also faking up this line. Yaka, all of their downfield cuts very, very close to the near sideline to the stream. Oh, Chassigno goes down. Oh no, not Chassigno, sorry. A double 2 on the back of that jersey, Lucie Rufflier. Oh, and there we do see Chassigno with the little red headband. I'll have to keep my eyes open for that one. 17 on the end zone line for Yaka. Yes, good use of the just cheeky reset. Oh, a visionary play from Chassigno, but a bit too soon for her teammate. Pauline Rigollet was not expecting that disc.
Just a bit of miscommunication there. I think Chassigno saw something a little differently. I think it was a great throw and a great option. Her receiver just didn't expect it.
It's the eye contact she lacked previously. She needed to look at her more. Oh my goodness, nearly a Callahan.
Richon there just not taking that opportunity, but here, another option for Yaka to punctuate this score.
Yes, nearly the Callahan, Ravi, but I think Yaka happy to just be patient. Oh, I say patient. They throw a spicy around break. Nice disc, but unfortunately not the hang time I think she was hoping to get on that one.
A little too much edge on the disc there.
Yeah, and the wind possibly pushing it down. Gentle breeze, just gently slapping the disc down to the floor. But Cusb now against the Yaka zone. Oh, I like that throw. Opens it up, but denied by the 22 shirt of Lucie Rufflier. Or Rufflier.
Rufflier.
And so we will have Chassigno picking up the disc. Thinks about her sidearm for a very long time and throws the inside. Yaka attacking the end zone with pace, but now needing to look for their reset. Chassigno working, using her feet to get open for a nice reset for Yaka. They seem to now be really looking for that inside channel, but nice and gentle. Sat on the end zone line, knocking on the door. Chassigno looking like she might make a play up the line, but no, doesn't choose the around that time, but a lovely open undercut.
That's going to be a massive ocean of points to recover from late in this game.
And here's a name we haven't said in a little while, Ravi, Ferolfi, back on the pitch. Oh, but a sneaky defense grab from Yaka, very heads up there. Oh, and I like that little tasty twirl there. Thinking about that big backhand there, number 8, Deval. Finds her teammate on the inside of the pitch. Nice and patient from Yaka. They're ahead, they're in front. Yaka now starting to use a little bit more of the depth in their roster, which is really nice to see.
I mean, after that marathon.
And a big backhand. Bit of a hand slap on there. An injury call for Rolfi calling.
They played shout last time as well.
Oh, and she then throws a sensational sidearm. Lots of players underneath it. But I think the receiver who got their hand to that will be disappointed.
Yeah, Lebonier there, she definitely got her hand on that. I thought she was going to be able to rip it down, but you can see visibly frustrated. She wasn't able to get that one. So shout now, after a couple very heart-racing throws from De La Val.
After some heart-racing throws from De La Val, Yaka get the block coming off, but they really seem to have control over this Cusb team and over this game as a whole.
And another thing I want to say is after that marathon point, you saw there in that last point, they're able to use their depth to still make plays as well. Cusb is still throwing their stars out there as they're getting frustrated. Yaka's throwing out their other players now if they have a bit of a buffer, and that's going to make it extra hard because Yaka will have their stars rested if this game gets tighter later.
Yeah, but a lovely hammer there from Gerner to open up the zone, and now they've got momentum towards this end zone. Cusb shout. Gerner now in the back. Lovely swing across. Gerner. Oh, Gerner just running the show in this offense right now. Looking upfield. Sorrenti. Snappy fakes from the number 5 of Cusb. Putting out for Gerner, going up high with one hand for the very nice looking grab. Frangipani on the near sideline now. Thinks about the inside to Ferolfi, but holsters. Buonafante. Oh, no. Yaka say no.
De La Val there making big throws in the previous point. Now in this point, making a D of her own, helping out Yaka on both sides of the disc.
After such nice offense, I am honestly a little bit heartbroken because there. Bonfante just getting a little bit too eager. And the hands of Yaka now back on this disc. And looking very much in the driving seat. Oh, she looks off the big cut downfield. And now, will she be able to get a reset? Yes, she will. Oh, and Yaka putting it to the far side of the pitch now. Nice reaching grab, getting big on that far sideline. Is she going to put the big backhand? No, Yaka choosing to be patient. They don't need to put any risky shots up now. They just need to continue doing what they're doing. Is that a stall out over there?
It was a bit of a fast count, I mean, but no contest there for Rolfi there. Able to apply a lot of pressure on that mark, getting a stall out there for Cusb. Shout as they're able to get the disc back here.
Yeah, and there I go, complimenting Yaka for being conservative and cool-headed.
Too conservative. You do have to throw the disc. That is, you know, one shot you're going to have to make.
That's true. You eventually do have to do that. So Sorrenti struggling against a very active mark from this Yaka zone. Ferolfi now, hands on the near sideline, in the air. Oh, there we go. Lovely hammer over the top.
They needed that to break that open. They were getting a lot of pressure there from this Yaka zone.
Yeah, it was a big cup full of huge players. Look at the size of the ladies in that cup, Ravi.
Yeah, none of them are Daniela Rodriguez. They have a couple other big players as well on this Yaka team, especially Aldrichon, number 23. Also a huge player. I remember seeing a game of hers at Tom's tourney. She's also a brilliant player for Yaka.
Bonfante puts it up and gets it back. Nice give-go here against the cup. Transition now from Yaka into match defense. Gerner on the far sideline. Hitting Frangipani. High hands on the mark now. Oh, and a lovely around. Really steps into that pivot, as does Gerner. Oh, a flying attempt to reel that one in from Aniszewski. Going down with a hard on, just almost a connection, but just missed the flight there. And Yaka now, lots of early aggressive cutting upfield, but a reset into the center of the pitch. De La Val on the disc. Cusb choosing to leave the handler on the near sideline pretty much unmarked, trying to trap them down here perhaps, Rolfi. And as her mark gets, yes, very, very active, trying to shut down that around, but finds De La Val in the end. Cusb doing excellent shut-down defense in the far end of the pitch, and it generates a turn. It's 52, and Le Bon cannot come up with the goods. to complete that handler pass. And so Cusb, having done all of that hard work on defense, can they now stick this one in and keep their hopes alive for this bronze medal? Nice, easy resetting round. Oh, and a lovely break. Frangipane gets very low there.
From Frangipane. Here we see Cusb, Gerner coming back out. They're putting their stars out there. They need to put pressure.
Live for her team's offense. Again, being matched up against Caorle. Oh, lovely little pop there through from Mondio. Oh, and she's now running this offense for Yaka.
And we see, this is what I was talking about. Chasigno, Mondio, Rodriguez were not playing the last couple points as much, although Chasigno came in on an injury, and now they're rested. So now when they need to come out and play, they're going to be really fired up, whereas the Cusb players are still putting out their stars that may be a little more fatigued. And we see Yaka in pretty good control of this disc so far.
Yeah, having done such an excellent job on shutdown defense in the last point now, Cusb looking like they're on the back shoulders consistently, and there we go. Chasigno for the score, 13.